Bro, it's late as hell. I just got done gaming with one of the bros after a pretty solid CSGO session. And I'm checking out some YouTube videos, chilling on the internet right before I go to bed. And this video comes across my recommended by Dogpack404. I worked for Mrbeast, and he's a fraud. Now, I wasn't really surprised seeing a video like this put out this week, especially given all the Chris Tyson allegations. That I'm not even gonna go into that can of worms. That is ridiculous. The whole situation is crazy. You can't even put it into words how like crazy and just wild that situation is. So like we're just gonna leave that alone for now. But I saw this video and I wasn't really too surprised. I mean, I figure you see some videos like this saying that Mrbeast is a fraud, or I worked for Mrbeast and now I don't work there anymore and I'm salty. Videos are probably a dime a dozen, bro. There's a couple of creators that I could probably think of that released a video like this and it really didn't go well for their career, bro. Sneeko back in the day worked for Mrbeast and then released a video like this, so like he ended up exposing himself and not really Jimmy. But this video is an hour long. It's got like 6 million views in a couple of days and it's like really blowing up and everyone's talking about it. So I thought we would give it a watch and check it out and see what it's all about. So without further ado, if you're new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button so you never miss anything I got going on with this channel. Let's check out this video by Dogpack404. I worked for Mrbeast and he's a fraud.
Hi, I wanted to provide some context to this video. I'm a former Mrbeast employee, and today I am alleging that the company rigged videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud, okay? Thank you, enjoy the video. So this is part one into my investigation into Mrbeast. I recorded this before the Chris stuff came out. I was also going to come out about the Chris stuff probably in part 2 or 3. Because I see a lot of people saying like, oh, if you knew, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you go to the authorities? Well, I was going to come forward, and also like, going to the authorities isn't going to work because what are you going to say? Like, you heard rumors that this person is this way or that, you know, there's obviously evidence of like the shad-based stuff. Like, that's been out for a while. People have internally known at the company that like Chris is kind of a potential minors attracted person, and the company protects her, and or they were protecting her and they protected her as long as they could. Jimmy knew, everyone knew. So, you know, which I think that's more of a red flag than anything I'm going to reveal in this video. But, you know, there's messages happening like Mrbeast discords, and yeah, I don't know, it's a mess when like Mrbeast contestants are being exposed to like minor attracted persons and the company's protecting them. You know, there's a big emphasis at the company of like how to manipulate children, like understanding their psychology and everything, and like seeing that that's sort of used in weird ways. And you know, there's been like parasocial relationships and, you know, encouraging like almost children simping for these people. And, you know, maybe that's as nefarious as it gets, or maybe it goes deeper.
Right off the back, I'm super happy that he decided to address the Chris Tyson allegations at the very least, bro. That the same thing was on my mind. Was, I mean, if you're gonna talk about this, want to talk about the Chris stuff, or the fact that you kind of gotta think that like, bro, he's probably been making this video for a couple months, couple weeks. He's probably been crossing his T's and dotting his I's. When people bring him all sorts of information, all these different things, he's like vetting and like trying to do the best he can to probably confirm everything being sent his way. Because in situations like this, when you swing at a large figurehead like Mrbeast himself, bro, if you swing, that swing's gotta land, because when you miss, you're going to look like an even bigger idiot and it's not going to look well. And I feel like that even if you do make a few good points, it may get overshadowed by the misses in like your video. If like you were to like say something or quote it as fact and not be like allegedly, then it just looks really bad on the person making like the video, if you're not like completely vetting all of your sources and putting in some like time and effort before putting out like allegations as big as this against one of the biggest, if not like the biggest YouTube creator on the platform.
Now, Mrbeast intentionally manipulates these children's vulnerable minds for profit using 3 simple steps, which closely align with the 3 major types of behavioral learning. Step 1 is getting the viewer to associate the brand with trust and authority. Mrbeast videos are real, and he's a great guy that gives away big rewards to his loyal followers. I will show you irrefutable evidence in a minute that his videos are in fact fake. Step 2 is showing the viewers that when people interact with Mrbeast in a way that benefits Mrbeast, when they do what he tells them to do, they win big rewards.
Is he subscribed? You are subscribed. Here's some money. Have a good day.
Some of them feel like I just walk around with $1,000. It's like, oh, thanks for watching my videos.
Hit that subscribe button because you might bump into me in real life and it might make you a lot of money.
All right, bro. No cap, bro. If I ever saw that clip as a kid, not like I'm a grown man, but if I ever saw that clip like as a 10 or 12-year-old and I got to like run up to Mrbeast and the only thing I had to do was like subscribe to his channel, like not even watching the videos. He didn't even check to see if he watched any of the videos. He just checked to see if he was subscribed. If I saw that video as a kid and saw this kid get like $1,000 just for subscribing to Mrbeast, I could definitely see how like that would make kids think that like subscribing to Mrbeast equals money. Like, kids' brains don't always think about all the nuances or all the things behind it. They just see subscribe to Mrbeast equals if I ever see you in public, you will give me money. Which is a crazy thing to think about because I'm pretty sure my man's not just like always walking around with like thousands or like hundreds of thousands of dollars in his pocket. But it's so unrealistic.
When people are devout followers of Mrbeast, they get rewarded. And step 3 is finally calling on the viewer to act in some way that benefits the brand, promising big rewards in return. Now it's your turn to do what Mrbeast tells you and you will win big rewards. But you actually won't unless you're famous or friends or family of a Mrbeast employee. So young impressionable viewers are made to believe that Mrbeast is a trusted authority who can give them big rewards. These young viewers are explicitly shown that dedicated followers or random subscribers like themselves are winning big rewards when they do what Mrbeast tells them. These young viewers are explicitly told repeatedly that if they subscribe, if they buy products or act in some way that benefits the brand, they will win big rewards. Trust Mrbeast, watch him help others, contribute to his cause, and one day he'll help you too. That's the formula.
All right, so now I think we're finally getting into like the meat and potatoes of this video, where I think we've had our first claim laid on the table for us to investigate. The claim being made right now is in order to get into a Mrbeast video, you have to be a family or friend of either Mrbeast, one of the employees, or one of the staff. And bro, I don't think it's like necessarily wrong, but to think that like only either friends or family of Mrbeast could get on these TV shows, I really don't think that's actually true. And I'm going to tell you guys my own personal experience. I never got picked for a Mrbeast show, but there's this website called Casting. I think it's like Casting Inc. or no, allcasting.com. It's like a website. You sign up. It's like $24 a month. And it's pretty much just like an entryway for actors and different creatives to get into the industry when you don't have an agent. And I signed up for this website and I applied to a bunch of different stuff on the website, like modeling stuff, acting stuff, extras here, voice acting there. And one of the things that I found on the website was actually an ad for Mrbeast looking for local people in the area to hire them. Well, not hire them, but like for you to be a contestant in one of his game shows. So like, do I think that like you have a greater chance being a friend or family member of Mrbeast? Oh, for sure. For sure. They definitely probably get like, you know, either like their own link or the fact that like I found a sign up on a casting website for a Mrbeast event and you could sign up pretty much through there. But do I think that like friends and family have better chances? Yeah, I do. But do you really think out of the hundreds and hundreds of people, do you think like he or his staff or friends even know that many people? Like, sure, a large amount were probably family and friends, but there's no way that like a good like majority weren't random people. I feel like that's like a little bit of a bold claim that's like got some type of truth sprinkled into it, but also slightly embellished. But let's move right along onto the next big claim that Dogpack404 makes in his video.
You did it! Yeah!
What we did was scripted. Holy shit, this stuff would be easy to pump out.
Let's talk about Mack for a second.
We will die. Do you understand that?
I found public records showing that Mack moved from California to Greenville, North Carolina, where Jimmy is located, back in August 2023, 2 months before he appeared as a contestant. According to a former Mrbeast employee, this is around the time when Mack started working full-time on the editing team at Mrbeast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into a $1 million mansion. Now, I'm not gonna dox him, only some asshole would do something like that.
After doxing and bullying the pilot some more like a f***ing douchebag,
Turns to Eric and says, how do I fly this thing? And Eric just starts pushing buttons.
But I did find pictures of this mansion online, so I fed them into ChatGPT and asked it to create similar images. And this is what it came up with. And it's honestly not that far off. His 6,000 square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater and 7 bathrooms.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I mean, my life's changed now.
Yeah, I'm sure that $800,000 is really gonna change your life.
Max, this is a nice car.
Tell me, where are we right now?
We're in the place that we drove to a few minutes ago.
Mac, let's cut the shit here. What have you been doing for like the last year?
A lot of family stuff.
What kind of family stuff?
Just like, you know, playing catch with my dad, you know.
For a year? How do you make money? How are you like surviving?
Basically, my main strategy is I go to like grocery store type places.
Grocery store type places?
Yeah, and I basically what I'll do when I get there, I usually get like an amount of food that would feed me for like a week or so, right?
With what money?
The money that I've made.
How did you make it?
Huh? Yeah, well, listen, you're getting too caught up in the details. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. We will die. Do you understand that?
Hey, it's the pilot guy.
Let's get it!
Wait, he's about to be the first one out? That's unlike him.
Even though you got out first, I still have a prize for you. Just wait here.
Oh, first person out gets a car, and it just happened to be your friend Mack.
Okay, yeah, this one was a little bit more inexcusable. This was like a little bit more blatant once you kind of like line up all the facts in the timeline. If Mrbeast had his editor competing in rigged game shows and winning prizes while also paying him to edit these videos, there's no excusing that. That's got to be some type of illegal, right? Like that's got to be like a no-no, right? Like there's no way that like you can have someone on payroll editing the videos but then also competing in the same contest and then also winning. Like I think in the one clip he won like $800,000, and this is already after he's moved to where Mrbeast is and moved into like $1 million home. And then in the next clip we see this man go first out, like he jumped out willingly, and lo and behold, he wins a car. So like you're pretty much gifting your employees like the crazier prizes. I wonder if the Rubik's Cube guy, the guy who could solve the Rubik's Cube in this video, was also paid off and left the boys versus girls challenge, because that's crazy to think that like, bro. That's some crazy context. There's Mrbeast, you got to answer for that one. I can't defend that one. I think that was a great allegation, because damn, that's diabolical. But then you also have this same person, Mack, going on other YouTube channels discussing kind of like what he does for a living and like how he has accumulated the wealth that he has accumulated. And even in that YouTube video, bro, he was like pretty much ducking and dodging any type of answering like any type of actual question when it came to like how he makes money. Because if he just came out and said like, I edit for Mrbeast, then it pretty much makes it even more obvious that like you can see that his face is in mad contestant videos. So you can't just be like, I'm a contestant for Mrbeast without saying I'm an editor, but you also can't say that I'm an editor without saying that I'm also a contestant. Both would implicate him. So he just pretty much takes the route of just not answering at all and goes with the playing stupid, pretty much. Like bro, my man asked him, so what have you been doing for the last year? And he's like, oh, I've just been playing catch with my dad. Like I don't think I've ever heard a response like that to a question so broad. What have you been doing for a year? I've been playing catch with my dad. And that's how you've made millions of dollars and live in this beautiful mansion that I'm currently recording this video in? Bro, that's crazy.
Also, these tickets, one of them just so happened to go to a YouTuber with 700,000 subscribers at the time. Just pure chance.
This was just taped.
It was taped.
No freaking way.
So it is like really like total chance, obviously. Like you're one of like hundreds of thousands of names.
Talk to Jimmy, Bell. What do you gotta say to
Jimmy,
say
thank
to
you for picking us.
No, he didn't. It was random.
I know.
Was it though? Was it random? Also, this guy went on to win the Chocolate Factory, and extremely unlikely things do happen, but can we see how the winners were chosen maybe? Because knowing how important it is to Jimmy that every video has entertaining contestants through the whole video, it's a little suspicious. I'll just say, in my opinion, as somebody who worked for Mrbeast, I don't think this large YouTuber won a ticket purely by chance. Also, I know that producers are sort of able to pull strings behind the scenes to give some contestants better chances than others. And he runs these sweepstakes to like bribe children with gambling to consume more sugar. Like, this is far worse than a lottery ticket because a lottery ticket doesn't give you diabetes and only pay out your rich and famous friends. Like, Mrbeast is bringing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of new people to the candy aisle, whether he wants to admit it or not.
People are just walking to the chocolate aisle, and instead of buying Hershey's, buying Feastables. Like, people who never would have bought chocolate in Walmart are walking to the chocolate aisle specifically to buy Feastables.
You're creating a new market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm bringing new customers to the aisle.
Okay, I guess he does want to admit it. You know, kind of a weird flex, not something I would brag about, Jimmy. Also, maybe I should mention technically I'm a certified nutritionist, which really just means I paid $1,200 for a course and then failed to launch a health food company. But I know that poor diet and especially excessive sugar consumption is the #1 cause of death and health problems in America, including some of the health problems that Mrbeast claims to care so much about. Blindness, deafness, loss of limbs.
Okay. So there's a lot to unpack in this next section. Now, is it unlikely that this random YouTube couple with almost 1 million subscribers just so happens to buy a Feastables chocolate bar and get entered into the contest while recording, mind you? I mean, well, you know, a lot of people probably could have opened the candy bar while recording themselves, just in case. But what are the odds, right? The odds are very slim. And then you have the bad acting from the girlfriend. Terrible acting. The surprise face, it didn't get me. It really didn't. It was giving like old fake horror surprise. And then she goes out and just pretty much says, Jimmy, thank you for picking us, as if like they were given the chocolate bar and told to be like, oh, you were randomly selected. But then she let it slip like that they were actually pre-selected and that like all of this was staged. Then that same couple goes on to win the entire chocolate factory. Like, I don't know. A lot of that just sounds way too sus. And then to like unpack the second part of that clip where he talks about how he's making chocolate bars that are only 5 ingredients. He always hammers it home that the chocolate bar is 5 ingredients and infinitely healthier than what's out there now, when the side-by-side comparison pretty much showed the same ingredients with, if not slightly more sugar. So like you're claiming that these chocolate bars are infinitely better, but yet the chocolate bars are literally the same, if not worse, because they have more sugar in them. Bro, they probably have more sugar in those Feastables to make up for the 5 other ingredients not being sweet enough and not giving the chocolate bars the taste that is ideal to what a chocolate bar should taste like, right? So for this next section of the video, I want to precursor this section before I show you the footage from this part of the video, because I'm going to play devil's advocate for this last section. This last section is going to talk about another example from this entire video. This video is a great YouTube video. You should definitely go watch it in full. I'm not going to watch all the different parts because I would rather people also go watch the video and enjoy it and give him his flowers for making a great video. This video was about the guy who had to spend $1 million in one day. And he talked about setting up, you know, helping him out and this guy not wanting to fail and a bunch of other things. So before I get into this, watch this footage and we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Another example of things slipping through the cracks.
The second thing that I probably would do different is invest. And I know what y'all about to say.
Y'all about to go to the clip too, where Jimmy said that we set a certain amount aside to invest.
I know you talked about wanting to maybe invest 50K and then set aside like the other 23 for just other little nuances here and there.
This is not me calling anybody a liar or anything, because I know what y'all do. I know what the internet does. But what I think what happened was somebody that worked for Mrbeast or something like that was supposed to probably help me invest, but that didn't happen. I talked to Jimmy after I won $1 million, after I finally got the remaining amount in my bank account. I was telling him, I was like, man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be like how everybody's saying, like I'm gonna run out of money and do all this crazy stuff. I was like, man, Jimmy, please help me.
I gotta cut in here, because what did bro really expect? Did you really expect Mrbeast to come into your life and hand you $1 million and then also tell you, like, pretty much hold your hand through investing all your money? Bro, you a grown ass man. Bro, let me give y'all some advice. If y'all ever come into a large lump sum of money, let alone someone buying you a house, someone buying you a car, pretty much those are like some of the two biggest purchases that most adults make in their life. Like buying a really expensive car and paying it off, and then buying a really expensive house with like a 30-year mortgage and paying it off. Bro, your crib is paid off, okay? Which means the only thing yearly that you pay on your house is property taxes. One of the best things you need to learn in life is that when you get a bunch of money, like just because your finances leveled up does not mean your life needs to level up. This man would have had hundreds of thousands in the bank, and he should have just kept working his normal job, paying his bills with his normal money, and then pulling from that little like nest egg when he needed it for bigger, more like serious life purchases. Like running out of money shouldn't have been a thing, because there's no reason for him not to still be working while also having this said money in the bank. Just because you now have an exorbitant amount of money in the bank does not mean tomorrow you just stop working. Like it's like we live in a day and age of technology where my man straight could have gone on the internet and just Googled how to invest. Like I swear to God, and 1 million grant videos will pop up with how to invest and like different ways you could like invest your money or try to use money to make money. One side note, if you know nothing about investing, I do like small level investing, bro, just like small Robinhood stuff. Bro, look for stocks that yield good dividends, stocks that will pretty much pay you quarterly for being invested in these people's stocks. So like, I don't get what he wanted after Mrbeast pretty much set him up for the rest of his life. You've got a house now, you've got a house that's paid off, a car that's paid off, and a couple thousand in the bank. You should have been working and still doing your normal grind, making your money and adding to your nest egg rather than spending it. So this idea of being scared to go broke, bro, I'm not getting on this ship, and I don't agree with that.
He said he was gonna help me and we was gonna invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So
if you actually watch this video, you know, Mrbeast does say that they're not going to be irresponsible, that they're going to try to set Mark up for life, and that they are going to help him with investing.
What we're actually going to do is be responsible and try to set Mark up for his future. So we're going to make smart purchases like a house, cars, and do some investing.
But according to Mark, Mrbeast only gave him an hour to plan what house to buy, and then gave him only 24 hours to spend the bulk of his money for a video.
Time. I wish I would have had more time, and I wish I would have planned out stuff better. Like that was the best example I can give you is when we had planned out the house and stuff. I literally had an hour. He had somebody come to my house, and we sat down and we planned all this in an hour. Yeah, they came to my house and we planned this out, and yeah, in about an hour. So I wish I would have had more time, and I wish I would have did a couple things differently on the time management side, which I guess I really couldn't help because I had to spend it. I had to spend the money, and I had to like do all this. So
I'm starting to think he might have been a little bit better off if you didn't make him spend $1 million in 24 hours for content.
Can I just say, I'm super glad you won the $1 million.
All I need from you is a signature right here. The vehicles are yours.
What we're actually going to do is be responsible and try to set Mark up for his future.
You better not read it. You're a millionaire. You ain't got time to read.
The more you show us around, the more I'm like, thank God you won the $1 million.
Yeah, that was a pretty bold claim to say that he would have been better off had he not been given the opportunity to spend $1 million in 24 hours. Bro, what do these people expect? Like, do you really think I'm about to hold your hand even after this process? When he said that I'm going to help set this man up for life, he helped him buy a house, and from what it sounds like, he helped him buy multiple cars because they said the cars will be yours. Bro, even if the cars were only worth $90,000 together and he paid like 123,000, bro, who cares? This is all free money to you. Either way, whether you overpaid by like 10 or 20 like extra $1,000, bro, you still got a house, multiple cars, and some type of extra money in the bank to spend. No, not to spend, but some type of extra money in the bank to save, along with extra money put aside to invest. No, it's unfortunate that he didn't hold his hand through the investment process, but bro, accountability's got to be taken. That man is a grown man and should be able to do some type of due diligence for himself. Bro, two of the three things were promised, and those two or three things are huge things. Bro, paying off someone's 30-year mortgage in 24 hours and probably helping them get a house that otherwise they never in life would have been able to afford, and then to say in the same breath that he would have been better off not being able to spend this $1 million in 24 hours. But my man was sleeping on an air mattress. That is crazy to me. Like, that is actually so disingenuous that, like, bro, my man is just like, bro, he kind of ungrateful because he's focusing more on the negative than he is the positive. Bro, he's so caught up on the fact that his hand wasn't held after the fact for the investment process, but he doesn't want to talk about how he didn't want to do his own due diligence, his own research, and learn how to invest for himself. Like, bro, Mrbeast brought you to the water and you were too stupid to learn how to drink it, which is crazy. Like, the last point I'll make, and that I'll give this man some type of like semblance of credit, is that I definitely understand and I'll sympathize with him only having an hour to plan a lot of this out. If you're unfamiliar with buying a house, there are a lot of factors that go into buying a house. Like what I was talking about earlier, as far as property taxes. Like, even if you can afford a house, you also have to take in consideration the property taxes. But I mean, like, look at it like this, bro. My man's just pretty much had a 30-year mortgage taken off the table. All that money you would have spent on your 30-year mortgage, he should have been working his normal grind, whatever that would be, you know, whether he was going hard on YouTube or he was working a 9 to 5, like, and he should have been saving that money or using that 9 to 5 money to pay the property taxes every year and to pay for the car's insurance. But to really get hung up on the fact that he didn't hold your hand through the investment process, but you yourself just don't want to take like accountability for just not wanting to learn for yourself. You wanted your hand to be held, and you're an adult, bro. Life is not like that. You were given a golden opportunity, and he's, rather than focusing on the good in that golden opportunity, he's caught up on an after fact. Like, I won't agree to that. I won't. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I think I've checked out enough claims that I thought were interesting and wanted to talk about. It's a great video. It's about an hour long. I'm going to leave the video linked in the description below. If you made it this far in the video, please leave a like on the video. It really helps me out in the algorithm. And again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button on your way out. And I definitely catch all you cool gamers in the next one. Peace.